Hey everyone, Kelly from Local in Cuba. I know that we're not all able to travel right now, however, things are turning around. And in the interest of planning ahead, I have some great ideas for essential things to do in Matanzas when we are ready to get back out there and travel again. So let me tell you the list that I've made. This is the 8 essential things to do in Matanzas. And the way that I decided what made it onto the list is these aren't things that you're necessarily going to find on a list of things to do if you check a TripAdvisor or something else like that. These are, I'm calling them essential because they can kind of be ritualistic in a way. They're things that you can do every single day. They're things that locals do every single day, and they don't cost anything. They're just something that you can fit into your day. The other thing is they're very signature Matanzas. These are things that you're not going to find anywhere else, and they're things that are going to really kind of connect you with the vibe of the city. So, number 1 on the list, and this is probably at the top of every list ever for Matanzas, and that is you have to catch the sunrise at Monserrate. It's the church at the top of the hill that overlooks the city on one side and the Yumudi Valley on the other. You need to get up early, 6:30, 7 o'clock. It really just depends on what time of the year you're there. And just make sure that you check the sunrise time the night before you go to bed. And go on up to the church, sit on the front steps, which faces east, and watch the sunrise in the distance over the hill. And I think you can see the bay in the distance as well. And it is absolutely glorious. You'll probably be the only one there, unless you're there long enough to see some of the groundskeepers come up. And, you know, they've been known to stop and appreciate the sunrise as well. So that's definitely something that you have to do at least once when you're in Matanzas. The second thing is a little bit trickier, but I'm going to say you need to catch live rumba in the streets. There are a lot of rumba groups in Matanzas. It's known for that. And if you're in the La Marina neighborhood or you go downtown to the little park behind the big cathedral, they're often performing there. But it's kind of tricky because it's not like these things happen on, they happen often, but not on any kind of a regular schedule. So you really kind of just need to maybe know somebody local and ask them. You could probably send me a DM and I could find out for you if you know the day that you're going to be there. And the other thing I can suggest is if you hear drums, follow the sound and you'll probably find a rumba group performing. This is absolutely essential because rumba is such a huge part of the Afro-Cuban culture in Matanzas. The third thing is to walk the footbridge that goes over the Yumudi River from the La Marina neighborhood into Versailles. All you need to do is, if you're in the Central Park downtown, Parque Libertad, you just take Santa Teresa, Calle Santa Teresa, which goes towards the Yumudi River, go all the way down to the end of it, and that will lead you to the bridge that takes you over the river. Stop in the middle of the bridge and look north, and you will see the opening to the Yumudi Valley. You'll see the cliffs and the caves on the left-hand side, Cueva del Indio, which are very mystical and kind of scary to me, but really I think they're just bat caves now. And the river is just beautiful, so you must do that. I should also mention, even though that I've given these numbers, they're not technically ranked from number 1 down to number 8, because it's all going to come down to your personal preference, with the exception of number 1. Number 1 will always be sunrise at Monserrate. Okay, number 4 is Cruz Kae Dawis in the La Marina neighborhood, because this is an Afro-Cuban neighborhood, but that street in particular has a lot of art, a lot of murals painted on the walls, and again, just a really cool Afro-Cuban vibe happening there. So it's a very distinct part of the culture of Matanzas. So that is one of the streets for sure that I would say and it's just, I think, 2 blocks from the main street where the main park is, so it's close. So number 5 is check out the little cafe that's on the one side of Teatro Salto, which is in Plaza de la Vigía, and it's not inside the theater, it's on the outside, and it has some little tables on the cobblestone Plaza, and you can hang out there. I like going there in the evening. I always run into people that I know there, but it's just a nice place. There's kind of a cool vibe there, and it's great for people watching also. Number 6 is climb to the top of Calle Santa Cecilia. That is in the Versailles neighborhood, and it's a lot of exercise because it's a lot of stairs and it's at the top of a hill. That's where you want to go, because when you're at the top, you can look out and see almost the entire city and the bay and the way the city wraps around the bay. So it's a beautiful view. And in fact, that neighborhood is one of the 3 original neighborhoods established in Matanzas. And one of the reasons that some of the wealthier residents lived there was because they loved the view. So climb to the top of Calle Santa Cecilia. Okay, number 7, at night, after the bars have closed and people have gone, go and sit down on the river next to Puente Tiri, which is the steel bridge that goes across the river from central Matanzas over to Pueblo Nuevo, because you're going to be on Calle Narvaez there, which runs right along the river, and it's beautiful. The lights from the bridge shine down onto the river, and you can see the light stippling off the surface, and you can either sit on the wall, or there's this really cool set of red stairs that's a great place to hang out and just enjoy the sound of the river and the sound of the quiet evening and the stars in the sky and the lights from the bridge. It's beautiful. Okay, we're at number 8. And I started the list with a sunrise. I'm going to end it with the sunset on Rio San Juan, because you can watch the sunset from Iglesia Monserrate as well. However, depending on the time of year that you're there, it might be over a little bit too far and you won't actually see it. So Rio San Juan is a great option for that, because you can see the San Luis Bridge in the distance, and with the sun going down, and if there's clouds in the sky, and it's just absolutely glorious again. So you can either be on Calle Narvaez and sit on the wall, or the best view is if you're up on Puente Tiri and you actually look west and see the sunset, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think sunrises and sunsets are so important when we travel. First of all, they're different everywhere you go, of course, and you need to catch that beauty. And sunrises is a great way to just kind of inhale the morning and set your intentions for the day. And then at the end of the day, the sunset is for reflecting and really thinking about the things that you did, and thinking about the connections that you made, and feeling whatever the deep impact is that happened for you that day. And that's it. Those are the 8 essential items on this list. There are a lot of things that could be on this list, so I'm going to do a bunch of different ones. This is just, let's call it part 1, the 8 essential things to do in Matanzas, part 1. I'm going to put some links and some information to the places that I mentioned in the description of this video. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and then hit the bell as well so that you know when the next video is up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.